I'm Hitomi, 35 years old. I work as a handmade crafts creator. My husband, Kentaro, is the same age as me. We met through work and got married 5 years ago. Since the marriage, I've been working from home, supporting Kentaro with his busy schedule while passionately pursuing the job I love. At first glance, my life might seem perfect, but there's one major problem. That problem is Kentaro's frequent parties.
I'm home. Brought some coworkers over. 5 of them from the project team this time.
What? Kentaro has this habit of regularly inviting friends or coworkers to our house to hold these parties. If that were all, I wouldn't mind, but...
So yeah, get some booze and snacks ready for 6 people. Will ya? Make it quick.
He's doing this again without warning. Kentaro always decides to hold these parties without telling me and just brings people over to our house unannounced.
Cheers!
On top of that, he dumps all the party preparations on me without considering my plans or feelings. Hey, Kentaro, if you're going to host a party, could you at least let me know a day in advance?
Come on, parties are all about spur-of-the-moment vibes. You wouldn't understand since you don't deal with office dynamics, Hitomi.
Even when I asked him to stop, he showed no signs of listening, and I was starting to feel utterly fed up. To make matters worse, our monthly expenses are through the roof. The grocery bills are ridiculous. It's gotta be because of those parties. Kentaro, our grocery bill is way over budget this month. Could you cut back on the parties a little?
What? Grocery bill? We split everything 50-50. A little extra shouldn't be a big deal, right?
If it were just the 2 of us, I wouldn't say anything. But the budget's blown because of the parties, and I think you should cover that extra cost.
What? You're so cheap and uptight. We're talking about just a few $100. A good wife would happily cover that for her husband.
Somehow, even financially, my share of the burden was increasing, and I was reaching my limit. Then finally, the last straw broke.
I'm home!
Why is he so loud? It's already past midnight.
Hey, Hitomi. Brought 9 coworkers over tonight. Big crowd this time, so get plenty of booze and snacks ready.
Why am I the one who... Sorry, but we're out of booze and snacks. If you want to drink, go somewhere else. I'm going to bed.
What? You can't be serious. If we're out, just go buy more right now.
Now? Nowhere's even open this late. And besides, we're already out of the grocery budget for this month.
Don't give me that crap. You should be happy to help with your husband's company parties. Kentaro, we're fine, really. What are you saying? Look, now my wife's making you feel awkward. This is all her fault.
I'm sorry to everyone here, but the real issue isn't me. It's you, Kentaro. You're the one inviting people over to our home and making them feel uncomfortable.
That's why you should just take the initiative and prepare everything. Then there wouldn't be a problem.
How many times do I have to say this? There's no alcohol, no snacks, and no money to buy them. More importantly, I have no obligation to slave away for your parties. I work too, you know. Some days I'm busy or just want to rest early. Ignoring all that and demanding I help for your fun is pretty selfish, don't you think?
Huh. Do you even know who lets you live this comfortable life?
What?
You keep boasting about your so-called work, but aren't you just making random junk?
Junk?
Yeah, don't go calling that little hobby of yours a job, okay? And you're working from home anyway. Being home all day means taking care of the house is your job, isn't it?
You might laugh at me working from home, but I still earn an income. We've been splitting living expenses evenly all this time, haven't we? Doesn't that prove I'm earning fairly as a handmade crafts creator?
Oh, don't talk back to your husband. Kentaro, let's stop this, okay? It's late and the neighbors might get upset. Yes, and we wouldn't want to impose on your wife any further. Shut up! Shut up! What's this, Yudai? A newbie who just joined the company daring to talk back to me? I didn't mean to talk back. Handmade crafts or junk, whatever it is, I'm clearly better than you. I go to work every day and put in hard labor. There's no way you could ever compare to me. Huh, and let's be real. How much could you even make selling that junk? It's peanuts. Stop bossing me around when you don't even earn that much.
Enough! You're causing trouble for even your subordinates.
What, are you glaring at me? Not scared at all.
You've gone too far, Kentaro. And by the way...
Cry all you want, but your whining doesn't hurt me at all. It's just the pitiful howling of someone who can't even earn much. Don't get in my way! Now get to it. Oh, and if we're out of snacks and booze, go to the store. Sure, you said it's late, but there's a convenience store 20 minutes away. And you'll cover the cost, of course. After all, you're supposedly making big bucks with your junk. Huh. Shopping, prepping, cleaning, paying. It's all a wife's job. Got it? Great.
Then I'll quit being your wife.
What?
Didn't hear me? I said I'm done being your wife.
You can't be serious. Do you even understand what you're saying?
I can't fulfill your version of a wife's duties. And more than that, I have no reason to serve a man who disrespects my work and inconveniences his colleagues.
You're seriously being ridiculous. But fine, go ahead and divorce me. With your measly income, you'll struggle to survive without me supporting you.
You're talking like it's still years ago.
What?
Sure. Back when we first got married, my income was much lower than yours. At your insistence, I left my company to work freelance from home, which meant unstable income and workload. But I haven't stayed stuck in that phase. I'm fortunate to have built a strong base of loyal customers, and with regular work from businesses, my income has stabilized. Now, I'd say my income is about 5 times what it was when I was working as a company employee.
5 times? Why didn't you tell me? If that's the case, why aren't you covering all the living expenses? And now you're complaining about party costs? Seriously?
Oh, but you were the one who said it when we first got married. No matter how much I make, I'm only paying half for living expenses. I won't cover a penny for what you eat or drink. Just because we're married doesn't mean you can mooch off me. So I've always paid half, regardless of my earnings, and never spent on anything I didn't consume myself. How is this any different from what you wanted?
You!
So you see, I have no reason to worry about money at all. In fact, leaving you would probably save me unnecessary living expenses, and I'd end up with even more savings. That's why I'm divorcing you.
You can't just decide that. No way that's happening. Shut up and...
Oh, don't boss me around when you barely earn anything, right? I'll return those exact words to you. Everyone, I'm so sorry my husband has kept you here this late. And now, you've had to witness such an ugly argument. I don't even know how to apologize.
You've done nothing wrong, ma'am. We should be the ones apologizing for showing up in such large numbers and disrupting your evening.
Oh no, it's fine. From what I can see, you were likely dragged here against your will. I used to work in an office, so I understand what it's like to deal with unreasonable bosses.
Shut up! Stop acting like you know anything. Ugh, this is all your fault. My mood's totally ruined. Alright, everyone, the party's off. Go home however you want. Kentaro, this might not be the best timing, but we also have something to say. Huh? Something to say? I'm not in the mood for this right now. We've decided to report you to the company's higher-ups. What? Wait, report me? For what? For your relentless harassment, Kentaro. Harassment? Yudai, what's with you tonight? I've been good to you and this is how you repay me? That's exactly the problem. What? Whenever something doesn't go your way, you resort to shouting or threatening people. That's what we mean by harassment. The reason we're all here at this absurd hour is because you threatened us. If you can't follow my orders, you're not my subordinates, and I'll make sure you're out of this company. You said that, didn't you? None of us can afford to lose our jobs when we have families and lives to support. How could we possibly stand up to you? That was just a figure of speech. I only wanted to enjoy some drinks with you all. If we were truly enjoying ourselves, we wouldn't be this resistant to you. What? Are you saying you don't want to drink with me? That's right. Isn't it obvious? You force employees who dislike alcohol or are feeling unwell to drink. You badmouth other employees and upper management, and you just shout at anyone who doesn't join in. Who would ever want to drink with someone like that? The only reason we've gone drinking with you all this time is because we had to. For our jobs and livelihoods, not because we wanted to. You guys need to... We've been debating this for a long time. Huh? Whether or not to report you to the company. If we do, there's no way this will end quietly. There'll likely be consequences, and you will be removed from our department. Honestly, it'd make our work environment much more comfortable. But think about what happens next. You'd probably face serious reprimands, maybe even a department transfer or demotion. Employees in that position are often pushed to resign on their own. And in this economy, there's no guarantee that someone who resigns will find another good job easily. While we have strong feelings about you, Kentaro, we feel none of that toward your wife. In fact, there have been times when Kentaro dragged us to your home late at night, yet you treated us with such kindness. You served us delicious food, apologized profusely on his behalf, and even secretly paid for a taxi home for a drunk colleague. If reporting Kentaro means putting you through hardship, we've hesitated because we truly don't want that. But now that we've heard from your wife that she's determined to divorce you, we've made our decision too. Since she won't have to deal with the consequences of your actions anymore, we can report you without hesitation. You, Hitomi, this is all your fault! Everything's because of you! It's quite the opposite. Opposite? The only reason we tolerated your outrageous behavior until now was because of your wife. Without her, we would have abandoned you long ago. But instead of treating such a wonderful wife, well, you treated her even worse than you did us. That's why she's leaving you now. If you had shown her even a fraction of respect, things might have turned out differently. You! Well, whatever. Obviously, compared to your junior employees, I've been with the company longer and contributed more. It's clear who the higher-ups will trust. Me, the one with years of employment, not you newcomers who haven't been here long yet. Unfortunately, the upper management will have no choice but to believe us. What? Every word you've said, Kentaro, has been recorded on a voice recorder. We've also collected testimonies from other employees about your terrible behavior, and we'll be submitting all of this to the higher-ups. And most importantly, we have an ally on our side. An ally? Actually, I'm the nephew of this company's CEO. What? Yudai? But you're just a regular employee. Yes, I am just a regular employee for now. You might not believe it, but I entered this company without using my family connections. That's why I don't hold any special position yet. However, this company is undeniably my uncle's. He asked me to report anything concerning within the organization. Concerning? This was just a one-time thing. Which is why, as soon as you started yelling at us tonight, I called my uncle. Actions speak louder than words, and I thought letting him hear the situation directly would be most effective. Right now, my uncle, the CEO, is listening to everything through my phone. You have no way out now, Kentaro. No way. The CEO? Oh, I'm sorry. I've had a bit to drink tonight, and I swear this isn't how I usually am. Kentaro, you mentioned that you've built years of trust with the upper management, didn't you? Yes, I'm very confident in that. What you said is true. You've worked with us longer than your subordinates have. That's right. So then, however, when so many of your subordinates speak out against you, it's a different story. And don't get me wrong, this isn't about what my nephew said. A capable leader with genuine character naturally earns the respect of their subordinates, even if there are occasional grievances. But in your case, this is the result. It's hard to see this as anything but a failure of either your skills or your character, or perhaps both. That's... You will face appropriate disciplinary action. The details will be decided after discussions with the board, so wait patiently. No! Please! CEO, wait! CEO! Reflect deeply on your actions.
As expected, Kentaro was demoted by the CEO.
Kentaro, could you submit those documents I mentioned the other day? Kentaro, there were quite a few mistakes in yesterday's report. Could you fix them immediately? Let's do our best, Kentaro.
He ended up being treated the same as a new employee, with his former subordinates now as his supervisors. It must have been incredibly humiliating. With his pride wounded, Kentaro quickly gave up. Before long, he submitted his resignation and left the company. As for me and Kentaro, we officially divorced.
Come on, Hitomi. Can't you reconsider?
Having lost his job, Kentaro kept pestering me, but...
Get real! Supporting company parties is what a good wife should do!
When I submitted the audio recording I had saved, he had no defense, and the divorce went through. I also filed for alimony for his past behavior. Not a huge sum, but enough to leave Kentaro financially strained. As for me, I grew close to one of Kentaro's former subordinates who had often been brought to our house.
I was blown away by how delicious the snacks you made were the first time I had them.
I'm glad you like them, but I feel bad for putting you all in a position where you couldn't report Kentaro to upper management because of me.
It wasn't your fault, Miss Hitomi. Everyone was helped by your kindness.
From now on, I want to spend my time with someone who truly values me. As I shared drinks with them, I couldn't help but feel optimistic about the future.